Dr. Jennifer Jones, clinical psychologist and specialist in love, happiness, and parenting. Today, I'm answering the query, how to talk to someone whose daughter has been in a car accident. This information can be applied to comforting people who have been in any kind of trauma, whether it be a car accident, experienced some kind of major disaster, an earthquake, a flood, loss, breaking up with their boyfriend or girlfriend, a divorce. It's really how to comfort someone after some kind of a trauma. So here goes. I think the first myth that we have in our culture is that we're not supposed to ask hard questions. Oh, don't ask that person about the car accident because it will stir her up. The truth is exactly the opposite. Because most people do not ask these questions, the person is left with not really being able to process as much as they need to. So if you have courage enough to really be authentic and ask these deep questions, what happened? How do you feel? What was your experience of it? Are you still scared? What are you dreaming about? Do you have nightmares? You will be the person to actually help heal the person that's had the trauma, the car accident, the breakup, the earthquake, whatever it is. So it's really asking those questions. And in fact, put on your therapist hat. Focus on the feelings. Gosh, what were you feeling when that happened? How do you feel now? These are really probably the most authentic way to comfort someone who's had any kind of trauma. The other one is to be authentic. Again, because of our cultural discomfort with anything that's not positive, especially with trauma, people kind of talk about superficial things, they change the subject, but the authenticity, the real place to be is to, let's say someone has come back from war and they've lost their leg, or they lost their leg in this car accident. The real authentic thing to do is to ask what you're thinking. Gosh, what is it like not having a leg? Or what is it like? How is it feeling now, having this trauma, this car accident? That's essential. The other thing I'd recommend is asking them what they're doing to support themselves. Just asking that question, how are you coping? What support systems do you have? What are you doing to take care of yourself? You're not trying to solve the person's problem for them, which when you do try to solve the problem for them, you're inadvertently putting them down and taking away some of their power. So don't do that. Oh, let me help you, let's do this, da, 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 da. That's completely unhelpful. But by asking the coping questions, what you're doing is you're having them put their consciousness onto that. And that's really what it requires after someone has been through any kind of trauma. Instead of recommending therapy, which again is putting the power onto you, why don't you do this? Because I have this idea and I'm thinking about this for you. You can ask them, well, how are you taking care of yourself? Have you considered therapy? It's a very different way to frame it, but it's very important. It allows them to feel empowered and to shift their consciousness. For more information, come to my website, drjennifer.com. And I'll share with you. You're also welcome to email me. My email's on the website. And thanks so much for being a caring person and trying to help people who have had trauma.